क्या डेथ से पहले जो एक सोल फील कर रही होती है, जो एक्सपीरियंस वो फील कर रही होती है, क्या उसका इम्प्रिंट उस सोल के साथ जाता है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जब केदारनाथ हुआ था उस टाइम पे आई एम श्योर उस उस हादसे से पहले डर का माहौल रहा होगा, राइट? और वो एक इतनी स्पिरिचुअली पावरफुल जगह है। टिपिकली हम यही सोचते हैं ना कि कोई मुसीबत होती है सबसे पहले, इनफैक्ट पहले की पिक्चर्स में भी दिखाते थे कि मंदिर भागते हैं, राइट? यू फील सेफ, यू फील प्रोटेक्टेड। ऐसी जगह कुछ ऐसा हो जाए, मुझे लग रहा है आप शायद बिट्रेयल भी फील होता होगा कि अरे आपके पास तो आए इसलिए थे और यहाँ पे ये हादसा हो गया। So that fear, that sense of betrayal, does that imprint kind of leave its impression on the soul, and does that also determine the kind of next birth the soul is going to have?
As far as the emotion is concerned, I think that anybody who dies in a spiritual place, his last emotion is not fear, it is surrender. Okay. Because you're in a spiritual space, you surrender more.
Sure.
And in the end, you say ki ye God ki mercy. Second thing is that whenever you have places like Kedarnath where these kind of things happen, they say that you attain salvation. You're the chosen ones. So आपका जन्म और मृत्यु का साइकिल खत्म नहीं हो जाता है। जैसे अगर आप कुछ चांट करते करते मर रहे हो, डिपेंडिंग ऑन आपने वो साधना कहाँ तक करी है, high chances that you would not be born again. Similarly with incidents like this. Having said that, Kedarnath also happened because man wants to control everything to the extent that they destroyed that temple, right, because of which the Devi temple, because of this, right, happened. Right. Temples are just not made of, idols and bricks. It's a hub of spiritual energy. Right. So every time you disturb the base of a spiritual energy and a hub like that, this is going to happen. Right. So we want to again control. We want to say, नहीं, हम इसका कॉरिडोर बनाएंगे, इसका कुछ और बनाएंगे। नहीं बनाना भगवान को कॉरिडोर। भगवान ने हर चीज किसी ना किसी रीजन से वहां पे रखी हुई है। You also spoke about emotions coming into your next life when you die. That's true. Somebody who has been shot dead at gunpoint will be born in extreme fear, aggression, defense, and will be very reactive. Okay, so yes, the emotions you die in are the emotions that you're born with. But specifically, spiritually, if you say that someone went in Kedarnath and therefore, I would say that no. In the end, it's a state of consciousness, Natasha, how we look at, for example, हमें लगता है कि वो डर में गए और लोगों को लगता है कि भगवान ने क्यों नहीं बचाया। पर मैं कह रही हूं कि भगवान ने तो बचाया। Otherwise, they could have been trapped under rocks for days and suffered and all of that. भगवान ने बचाया। हो सकता है उनकी साइकिल ही, इनफैक्ट आई एम प्रीटी श्योर कि उनकी साइकिल ही खत्म कर दी ऑफ लाइफ एंड डेथ।
बट लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू सेड कि वो गलती किसी और की थी, राइट, जिसकी वजह से, तो क्या ये भी उन सोल्स ने अपने ऊपर वो ओनस लिया था कि वो अवेकनिंग के लिए, वो एक लेसन एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए कि ये स्पिरिचुअल हब यहाँ से नहीं हिलना चाहिए, दिस इज आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दैट वी गो थ्रू दिस।
सो दिस इज कॉल्ड consciousness at a country level, for example. So some souls do take up that in their karmic chart, sure, that we will go through a certain experience so that the level of consciousness of a country increases. The Nirbhaya case, why did it happen? Of course, there was something karmic between both of them. But she took it upon herself that women's safety has to go to the next level, because of which I will undergo this. So whenever we are doing our karmic chart, we are not only doing it for our own evolution. We are doing it for the evolution of a family, which is where the ancestral lineage, the pitra, the shrad comes in. We are doing it at the level of the country, which is the examples that I've given you. We are doing it at the level of society, which is where AIDS, etc. comes in. Remember that whole thing when AIDS had come in? The LGBT movement had come in. The hippie movement had come in. That was for the world's greater good. So more and more evolved souls are now going towards taking over the responsibility of raising the consciousness of the universe. Autism, special needs children, what are they doing? They are actually angels. They are angels in the form of these very innocent looking children who have come here to raise the consciousness of the universe, saying that, these guys are really going into a lot of negative emotions. We need to teach them unconditional love. Because there's so much of competition in every school that a child who comes even third or fourth is not getting admission anywhere in colleges.
Mm.
So love me for who I am, not for what I do. So to bring that unconditionality, and people usually, who go through a lot of judgment cycles in their previous lives, end up becoming caregivers of these children, because now they can't judge anymore. Now they have to become extremely humble and non-judgmental to take care. And they are also, by the way, great souls, parents of these children, because they are also raising the awareness at a different level. So this is a set of very evolved souls that have come together to raise the consciousness. So the whole problem is that we see only our life, our death, our brother died, our nephew died, our uncle died. What about going to the next level? What about going to the level of the ancestral lineage? What about deaths that are not explained? What about deaths in your ancestors that are done through suicide? What is the death pattern of your family? That's where we need to go.
Sure. You mentioned about suicide. I have this curiosity कि जो लोग यूथेनेशिया के लिए ऑप्ट करते हैं, राइट, या सुसाइड भी करने की कोशिश करते हैं, बिकॉज हमने हमेशा डेथ को एटलीस्ट कल्चरली जो हमने समझा है कि आपकी कार्मिक लेसन्स के हिसाब से आपका डेथ होता है, राइट, कि आपको कितना पेन मिलेगा या आप किस टाइम पे जाओगे, दैट्स ऑल बिन डिसाइडेड प्रीटी मच. उस केस में उस इंसान के कर्मा पे क्या इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है? मतलब have they taken their lessons and then opting for euthanasia is good, and also जो वो इंसान असिस्ट कर रहा है उस असिस्टेंट किलिंग में, उसके ऊपर उस चीज का क्या कार्मिक इम्पैक्ट क्या पड़ता है?
जो इंसान असिस्ट कर रहा है उसके ऊपर तो कोई इम्पैक्ट नहीं है, बिकॉज उस इंसान ने परमिशन दी है. ओके, सो इफ यू आर माय केयर गिवर एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट दिस इज व्हाट्स हैपनिंग, गो अहेड. सो आपके ऊपर कोई इफेक्ट नहीं है. मेरे ऊपर क्या इफेक्ट है ये मुझे डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा अपने स्पिरिट गाइड से बात करके, which is where again automatic writing becomes a great tool. Nobody knows the depth of karma. Nobody. Only God knows the depth of our karma. So are we increasing? Now, for example, somebody who is really in a bad state says that I would prefer to let go of it. It is a case of, in a way, suicide. In a nicer way, right? Suicide is never taken as very positively by the guides or by the universe, because they say that you've been given a life. You chose it. You chose the suffering. And now you want to, it's like a child agreeing to giving the exam. In the middle of the exam, aborts it and says, nahi, samajh nahi aayi. Agli baar fir se dekhenge. So the teacher will be like, come on, we all decided that this is how it's going to be.
You prepared for it.
Yes. So that's my view. It's not the gospel truth, but this is my view. I have spoken to my guides many, many times over this. And this is the guidance that I have been given, that it is really finally the free will of a person. And ending one's life is akin to a suicide. The other thing that I want to say about suicide is that your guides are never going to give you permission for it. So which means you're interfering in your own karmic plan. You're sort of shortchanging, aborting it. So it's not seen as very positive. And these souls don't immediately take a birth. They go through a period of healing. Then they go through a period of understanding why they did it, accepting that it's their mistake, and then they do seva. So even on the spiritual plane, there is seva.
It's like a rehab. यहाँ से चलेगा आपको समझ नहीं आए, you go to rehab, right? Wow.
So they do seva. Some of them become musicians. Some of them, end up doing food seva. Some of them become teachers. Some of them become students.
We are talking about this at a spiritual plane.
Yes. And then once they accept, understand the extent of what they've done, because a human birth is done after so much of planning, that to abort it is like the guys are shocked. What are you doing? So many karmic people, things, experiences. We, made this matrix with so much of meticulousness, and this is what you've done just in one go, just because we gave you a weapon and you used it. But I would say one thing, that if people are I'm not sure how it's going to be taken, but I really feel that people should tell their family members that don't put me on a ventilator. This is one of the biggest things, because whoever's on a ventilator and they go, including my own mom, are so unhappy about the time that they spend on the ventilator, because they are neither here nor there. And so, like, for example, I have told people that please ever, never, ever put me on one. And I think we should write it as a part of our medical will, just like donating organs. That don't do that, because in the fond hope that they're going to come back. You're not even letting them go. You're taking their free will from them by forcing everything that medical science has to put someone on a ventilator. And this is, of course, a spiritual view only. And this is just only my view. But I have seen so many. And I can tell you, it's close to 200 to 300 souls that I've spoken to who've been on ventilator. And not one has told me
that they were happy.
That they were happy about it. And they tell me that, and I'm sure through this podcast, if anybody agrees with me, please tell your family members that don't put you through that last stage of suffering. It's better to go gracefully, because when we accept that death is not the end, then there is no hue and cry about leaving the body.
And then I think at least on last moments, they're able to spend it with their family. ICU, I feel, with all due respect, right? Like if you literally depart from this world in an ICU room, around machines, around doctors, with no loved one around you, without that last conversation, I think that is more traumatic, even for the person.
Those are the families that come to me. हम last message नहीं दे पाए, वो हमसे बात नहीं कर पाए, उनके गले में ट्यूब थी, वो कुछ कहना चाहते थे पर कह नहीं पाए. I'm sure 5% even in a normal case वो नहीं कह पाए होंगे, but 95% in this kind of a case, those messages are lost. That last connection is lost.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manmeet. I have mentioned this even before the podcast started, that we've been trying to do this podcast for a way long time, but I think universe knows the best timing. The guides know the best timing. They knew that this is absolutely the right time for this podcast to come. So a big gratitude to the being in you to actually know that, this would be the perfect moment then when this podcast should be live. So thank you so much for sharing your, you opened up your heart to us with all your knowledge. So big gratitude, and just keep doing the amazing thing. Typically the mentors come, Namesha, you keep doing the amazing work and keep enlightening people. But in your case, I would say keep enlightening the souls that you're surrounded with. And I hope all of us together move to the light.
Absolutely. Let there be light.
Let there be light. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And to all of you, thank you so much for tuning into the podcast and sticking till the end. Agar ye podcast aapko pasand aaya, so don't forget to subscribe, like our channel, and click on the notification bell so that you can get updates. And अगर इस podcast आज के खास इस एपिसोड को लेके आपको लगता है कि कोई आपका लव्ड वन है जिसको ये पॉडकास्ट देखने की जरूरत है, शायद उनको उनके सवालों के जवाब मिल जाएंगे. So don't forget to share it with them, and we will be back soon with another exciting guest and another exciting theme. Till then, take good care of yourself. Thank you.